This is the Wikipedia page on web accessibility, stripped of all formatting. Suppose I showed this to you and asked you to identify the 3 methods of performing an accessibility audit. How long would it take you to do it? I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure it would take you longer than if the document was formatted correctly, with headings and lists, so you could more quickly scan the page for relevant information. Let's take a look at the same page with some visual formatting applied. Now, what strategies might you use to find the relevant information on the page? I don't know about you, but I would probably scan the page for headings related to web accessibility audits. Ah, there it is. Now, what was the question exactly? Rob wanted me to name the 3 methods of performing an accessibility audit. Oh, I see it. There's a list of 3 items under that heading. I bet that's it. As you can see, providing some visual structure to a document can make a world of difference in finding the relevant information quickly. However, despite the fact that we have communicated the structure of the document to sighted folks, blind people who use screen reading software would not have those same cues available to them if they tried to access the page. If we look at how those headings were created, we can understand why. The way I chose to make this text look like a heading was, first, by making it bold by pressing the bold button, and second, by making the text bigger using the font sizes button menu. None of the formatting created this way is communicated to those using screen readers. To communicate that something is a heading to these users, you need to use the paragraph button menu. If you expand that menu, you can choose the heading level that matches your document structure. In this case, Header 2. It looks the same, but now, behind the scenes, the HTML tag has been updated so that a screen reader user will be told they are encountering a heading. The same principle applies to lists. Under web accessibility audits, I see what appears to be a bulleted list, but when I look more closely, I can see that each list item is really just some text with an asterisk in front of it. If I make it a true list by clicking the Bullet List button, HTML tags will be added behind the scenes that will make it so that someone using a screen reader will actually be told they are in a list when they encounter it, and how many items are in the list. Let's take a look at the same page with these semantic headings and lists added. I'm going to turn on VoiceOver, the screen reader that comes with macOS, so I can show you how quickly an experienced screen reader user could navigate to the needed information in a well-structured document. The first thing VoiceOver will do upon loading is read the page title.
VoiceOver on Safari, Structure, Example, RCE Examples window.
I can then use a keyboard shortcut to bring up a list of headings.
Headings menu.
If I want, I can press the up or down arrows to read through the list of headings to get a general sense of the page.
Heading Level 1, Structure, Example. Heading Level 2, Assistive Technologies used for web browsing. Heading Level 2, Guidelines on Accessible Web Design.
Even better, I can start typing to filter the list to just the heading I want. So for instance, now that I have the headings list open, I can start to type in the word audit, and it will only show the headings with that word in it.
Heading Level 3, Authoring Tool. Heading Level 2, Website Accessibility Audits, 1 item.
Once I've found the right heading, I jump directly to that part of the page.
Heading Level 2, Website Accessibility Audits.
Now I might guess that there was a list under this heading, since the question was to name the 3 methods of performing an accessibility audit. I can use a twisting gesture on the trackpad of my MacBook Pro to bring up what is called the web rotor and select List from it.
List.
Then, if I swipe down on my trackpad, it will take me to the next list on the page.
List 3 items. You are currently in a list.
Notice it said there were 3 items in the list. I bet that's the 3 items Rob asked me about. Okay, I'm going to turn VoiceOver off now.
VoiceOver off.
I just showed you how to add headings and lists in Canvas's rich content editor, but you can do the same thing in Microsoft Word. Here, we have a document that has fake headings and lists, just like what we saw in Canvas, and we can solve the problem in a similar way. We just place our cursor on the line we want to serve as a heading, then expand the Styles pane, and choose the heading level that is most appropriate for our content. In this case, Heading 1. Similarly, in our Word document, we see a bullet list that is using asterisks, which we can fix by selecting the list items and clicking the Bullets button. The same principle applies to numbered lists, either in Word or Canvas. If you can select the numbers in a numbered list, then it is not semantically a list that will be communicated as such using a screen reader. We can fix that by selecting our numbered list items and clicking the numbering button. I hope this video gave you some sense of the barriers folks might be presented with when encountering a poorly structured document, and that you now have a better sense of what you can do to ensure your learning materials are accessible.